While the government's had a stellar record in its foreign affairs with the Gulf Arab countries, our government's record closer home hasn't been quite as stellar. And when the question was asked, rate India's relationship with neighbors. We've had problems with Sri Lanka, of course with Pakistan, we've had problems with Nepal, although with Bangladesh, that's the one bright spark. But if you look at all of this together, it's been a very mixed report card. And I think that comes out in the Mood of the Nation survey as well. Rate India's relationship with its neighbors. Worrisome, say 27% of the respondents. Doesn't really matter, say 30%. I disagree very strongly with that 30% because of course your relationship with your neighbors matters. So I don't know who these 30% are, but anyway they're entitled to their view. And has improved, say only 26%. So Raj Chingappa, the record in response to this question, very mixed, as is the case with our foreign policy with our neighbors.
Not surprising. And I think, beyond the Pakistan and what we saw in Maldives, episodical things in Maldives that has happened that has fluctuated from very good relations to ones that's really deteriorated. Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, they all have their interests. We've really built good relations with Bangladesh. I think really what we need to look at is, and that is why when you mentioned earlier that the Prime Minister invested a lot of time with Xi Jinping before, the intrusions happened at this thing, or the border dispute happened over there in whatever you call the word, right? The border intrusions or whatever is there. And I think the shadow of China, whether it is in dealing with Pakistan, whether it is dealing with Maldives, even Myanmar. So we have to find a way, both like we did, which is construction, which is what he said, be constructive and cooperative, but stand firm.
So I want to take our viewers through the response to the question on the Maldives. And this is interesting, because I would have thought with all the patriotism, people will say, nahi jana bhai Maldives. 63% when they were asked, will you boycott a trip to Maldives, said yes, we are boycotting a trip to Maldives. Only 18% said no. So 63% saying we are not going to the Maldives. Only 18% are willing to say no, we still want to go to the Maldives regardless. So that's a very big number. 6 out of 10 saying they no longer want to go to the Maldives. Quickly take you through the other responses. Rate India's response to the Niger killing. Handled it well, say 47% of the respondents. Overreacted, say 10% of the respondents. Should have been more aggressive, say 19% of the respondents. I don't know what more aggression they were looking for, but 19% saying should have been more aggressive, but 47% saying India handled it well. Opinion on Israel's counter-strike on Gaza. Israel is committing genocide, say 29% of the respondents. 46% of the respondents, while Awad in India think Israel has done no wrong. Now, this is a country scarred by terror, and despite all the condemnation in the Arab world, 46% of the respondents in our Mood of the Nation poll say Israel has done no wrong.
Well, I think it depends on what you show on your screen and to make a public opinion. That's what one of the facts, not your channel, I'm saying in general, the media have been propagating about the Palestinian, and everybody denying that the Palestinians have been suffering for the last 75 years, and they are at the receiving end. So it's not a war that the Palestinians started on the 7th of October, but it is been annihilation of the whole of Palestine by the Israelis and refusing to have a two-state solution. So therefore, I think these are issues has to be dealt not with the small kind of interactions, but it has to be a long haul history where the whole world now is standing up in the arm, looking at these pictures, finding this death of the people and killing, and this carnage has to be put to an end. Then we can see the public opinion will definitely change, because we are all human and we all should react to the human suffering. Therefore, there should be no suffering at the end and no killing of any civilian. Having said that, I would say also public opinion. I'm always with the public opinion of a good relation. I am a peace activist who does not want to see anybody dying of a war.
Sure.
So therefore, I will always go with the minorities who are wanted to have peace with the neighbor and coexistence, and that's what India has been saying all over the world. And I've been living in this world for the last 40 years in South Asia and Southeast Asia, and I can tell you that Indians have been showing their patience, and especially a matter related to cross-border terrorism. It's intolerable in India, and therefore there has to be some sort of kind of approach for all the neighbors, including the issue of Palestine and the issue of Pakistan.
Sure. So in this broadcast, we had an opportunity to go through all the questions on foreign policy from the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll.